Hello and welcome to this is day 35 of our Assassin's Creed marathon going towards the release of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And as you can see, today looks a little different as we are going to be starting on Assassin's Creed 3. I moved my video around a little bit because the game HUD, the heads-up display, has changed a little bit, and I wanted to give you the mini-map. So instead of covering that, which they've moved from the corner where my face is over to where my face used to be, I am back to covering the wheel, the weapon selector. So let's hop in here and hit start new game, and we'll put in marathon here. And today we will be, of course, playing Assassin's Creed. We'll be doing sequences 1 and 2, and we will catch you up on our story after some cutscenes, and then we will, when we get into sequence 2, that's not how you spell it. We will be discussing the city of Boston. So, here we go.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars, as the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years, even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon we'll know that ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be, when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
A mouthful, huh? That was a decent, quick summary. We'll get a little bit more into it when cinematics are done. October 31st. Happy Halloween! Beautiful graphics for 2012, though. Absolutely. In this game, actually, now that I remember, it released 72 days before 12/12, no, 12/21/12. Whatever that Mayan apocalypse was. And they just showed the date. But yeah, they went with the 72-day thing that's been going on since.
Let's go.
Brotherhood. So throughout the series, we've been following this guy. His name is Desmond Miles. He's the one main character through it all. Born March 13th, 1987, at the farm. It's in the Black Hills of South Dakota. He would be trained as an assassin. Let's see what this is.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Love Sean. So at the age of 16, Desmond would run away to New York City. While here, he would unknowingly conceive a child. Nobody knows yet. It's a comic thing that they did.
I think we're here.
He would work at a bar called Bad Weather. He would eventually be abducted by Daniel Cross, who we will eventually meet in this game, on September 1st, 2012. So 2 months, but a month, yeah, 2 months before this game starts. And be forced into Animus to relive the life of his third crusade ancestor. There's the triangle from Brotherhood. I forget what it's called.
The key. You must find the key.
Son?
Sir.
You talk about being creepy, huh?
Here we go again.
Desmond?
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Still want to know more about that tattoo on his arm.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
Oh, how things change. So, while we're running through this, we'll talk about what he did first. He was forced in the Animus to relive the
Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects.
memories of his Third Crusade ancestor, Altair ibn Ahad, to find a map to finish Abstergo's I Abstergo satellite. Days later, Lucy Stillman would. Was that? Oh no! Oh, let's just go up. Okay. Lucy Stillman would break him out of Abstergo's, take him to the hideout, where at least I think it's in Rome. We did find in the if you watched the last video, no, not the last video, the video before last, Clay found out that Lucy was actually a Templar.
That's a constraint.
So there were
These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate.
alternate.
All right, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
They were. She was a Templar,
All
basically.
you have to do here is jump the gap.
Trying to. She was an assassin at one point, but she turned for I don't remember why, to be honest. Oh, that worked. It's gonna get taken used to get back into that. So, within the Roman hideout, he would meet Sean Hastings and Rebecca Crane. I gotta remember that I have to hold only R, or because if I do A, he jumps crazy. So, after meeting before meeting Sean and Rebecca, he would agree to help fight the Templars.
Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
So he'd be put in a new Animus, and to help train him, and he would relive the life of his Italian Renaissance ancestor, Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation.
Basically, they would train him via the bleeding
Thank
effect.
you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
After finding Ezio was in possession of his own Apple of Eden, that would specifically be marked by
Invitation,
recording
please.
of Minerva.
Shall I take your coat, sir?
He really likes that coat.
No, thanks.
Um,
I was in my...
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
where am I? So that play that would be recorded. Okay, so after finding out that he'd been marked
Good evening, sir.
by Minerva,
This way, please.
the their hideout
My apologies.
would be found by Warden Vidic. That was the man who had Desmond in Abstergo and the Animus the first time.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
Zip the box.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The stairs are watched. You'll need to find another way up.
Like me too, he acts in a double
I already have.
shite. And there's been big trouble here. It is but fitting that we should protect and encourage cheats since we live.
All right.
Sir, Blackmore had sent word of trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters.
1,000 pardons. My apologies.
Very active and industrious. We may satisfy that
I didn't realize I forced that guy in his seat before. That's great.
a lazy dog. When I took him the time before, I told him what
So his idea is to climb
this is death without reprieve.
all of this
I may mention
to get to
Tom Gag.
that box, up and around,
Let Betty Sly know
and
I'll
nobody is going to see him. Hatham is crazy. So, we've essentially to the end of Assassin's Creed 2 right now.
If none of the gang take her off, she may interfere
Come on.
with the business.
Oh, I have to go up? My bad.
I love to let
Thought I was just shimmying all the way over.
when always let us the end partridges fly, was the breed of the gang.
Yeah, there we go.
Besides,
So Warren Vidic has found the assassin hideout,
there's nothing
and
by the death of women.
it has essentially forced the assassins to leave, and they would relocate to Ezio's ancestral home of Monteriggioni, the villa within there. After finding Ezio's apple within the Roman Colosseum, he would be possessed by the apple and kill Lucy. Essentially, the whole Templar Juno knew, so he had him kill him because he was going to be. She knew that they were meant to. That Lucy was going to steal the apple and take it to the Templars, and she always said, "Beware the cross." She was worried about Lucy being that hindrance, but she also made reference to keep a lookout for Eve, and she's talking about descendant of Eve from Cain and Abel's mom, and I'm wondering, that's just me thinking here, if that's Layla from Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey. But that's just, I got no proof of it, no thoughts, just because they're using a female whose story is running parallel to what Desmond's did.
But make haste and use it, boy.
Hatham. You should have come to me. We would have found another way.
Yes.
then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
You think there'd be blood all over the place, wouldn't you? One thought he was cute, took a second look. Camera. So, after the possession and being told to look out for Eve, Desmond fell into a coma. And they put him into the Animus to stabilize him. And then within the Animus, he would end up in the Black Room, where he would come in contact with a copy of Clay Kasmeric, and basically just his consciousness. Am I not supposed to go that way? Nope. Clay would tell him that he needed to finish exploring Ezio's life, but to finish before the Animus deletes him. After reliving Ezio's time in Constantinople, the Animus would find them and start a purge. It would start deleting him. Clay sacrifices himself so that Desmond could relive Ezio's final memory and find something that is called the Nexus. Inside the Nexus, Desmond would find another message, this time from Jupiter. Yes, the big gold guy was Jupiter, the Roman god of king of the gods, counterpart to Zeus, and counterpart to Tinia. Desmond would be called a cipher. Jupiter would tell him that Juno, Minerva, and himself wanted to save the world and built vaults to work in, hiding them to protect from the Isu-human war that was raging on the surface. Jupiter would point to the location of the Grand Temple and tell Desmond that there were other vaults. That's where the other vaults' informations were being stored.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
The key.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We've due passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
What a deadly performance. Okay, so as they hid the vaults as the Hunisu War was raging. Jupiter would point to the location of the Grand Temple, tell Desmond that was where the other vault's information was held, and then showed him what would happen after the solar flare, after the Great Catastrophe. After showing him what happened, he asked Desmond to go and stop the upcoming catastrophe. And that's where we started with Desmond here. We'll get through our journey to Boston, and we'll talk a little bit about it. The old little old bean town. But not the baseball team. As much as I love the Red Sox, we're not getting into that today.
Some fresh air might do me good.
Moment to talk?
Ah, a fellow Londoner. Good to see I'm not the only man of means aboard. Rupert Martin, pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway. Pleasure.
Seems we picked an excellent time to leave the city.
Oh?
You didn't hear about the murder at the Opera House?
No. What happened?
They're still trying to sort it all out. And I suspect they'll be at it for a good long while.
Any word on the motive?
They've ruled out robbery, so perhaps it was a business arrangement gone sour. Or something more personal, more lurid. Who knows? But I am glad to be away from it. The city grows more dangerous by the day.
Yet he's headed to essentially wilderness. Doesn't seem too bright to me.
Good morning, Doctor.
To you as well.
A question, if I may. Do you serve aboard the ship, or are you simply taking passage?
A bit of both, actually. I've been commissioned by the Royal Navy to study maritime illness. I'll be observing the crew during the journey. We have found that sailors fare far better on the open seas than the rest of us. I hope to discover why that is.
Well, I hope you are successful in your endeavors.
As do I. Thank you for the kind.
So people who are at sea longer fare better than people who don't go to sea that often. Doesn't sound like much of a shock to me.
And then all will be well.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. No, you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
That's enough, Graves.
Stay out of this.
Finish the hotty-dotty!
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain sees us...
To hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side do you on, anyway?
Come on, Leo. I'm actually glad that they changed the combat. As you can see, it was 4 games
We're ready to go again
with the
if
same
you are.
basic controls, so it got kind of
Why is that?
stale.
You think I'm afraid of you?
No. But you should be.
This is...
Anoint him with the oil of...
2, Revelations, and Brotherhood all have the same basic scheme. Hold art, parry, counter.
How do you like these odds?
And this one starts the B button to counter.
Captain! Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
And then 3, 4, rogue. Let's see, 3, 4, 3, 4.
I don't care for you,
rogue.
Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon.
Unity and
You're a
Syndicate
poor leader,
all had the same
ill-tempered and
base
cruel, and it's clear
as
your
well,
charisma-
and then Origins is starting a new one.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent.
Captain's a bit scared. I hate them.
Good day.
If you read the book, the tie-in novel for this one was Assassin's Creed. Oh, what is this one? Forsaken. This one was Forsaken. Of course, Oliver Bowden. I listened to the audiobook, and whoever did the audiobook, instead of calling him Hatham, called him Hatam. Or Hatam. One of the two. It was pronounced completely different than Hatham. And it was weird to listen to for 8 or 10 hours. I don't remember how long it was. There's already words there, Ethan. It doesn't look like you're overwriting anything. There's no whiteout or backspace there, buddy.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right how you should be. Lemon wine? We're stuck.
You looking for another fight? That it? Go away.
Nice guy, huh? That's a game. We don't want to do the game. Hey, Mills.
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them. Where are my manners? Louis Mills. Pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway. So, should I be watching my back?
I think the boys learned their lesson. They're normally not so nasty. Honest, it's just the past few crossings have been a bit rough.
Oh?
Captain's trying to cut costs. Reduced rations, lower wages, more dangerous cargo. It's put the crew on edge.
Is there cause for concern, then?
Not if I can help it. But the captain needs to think about the way he treats his men.
Makes sense. Doesn't mean the captain's doing it right, but makes sense. I think they are hands on each other.
I ain't got nothing to say to you.
That's probably one of the guys that I'd beat the tar out of.
You there! I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
I've already talked to the doctor.
Was a load of coma.
Doctor, if you have a moment.
Have you taken ill?
Oh, nothing like that. I was wondering if you'd heard any rumblings of trouble aboard.
What sort of trouble?
Unusual complaints or grievances? Men taking issue with the captain.
You sound just like James. Like I told him, I've been much too busy with my research to notice anything not work-related.
And where might I find James?
The galley's your best bet. Now, if you'll excuse me...
The galley. Talk to the cook, shall we?
Are you James?
Aye.
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Alright. See what's going on up here.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
What was that? Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
That's the question of the day, isn't it? Hatham. So yeah, if I say Hatham, or every now and then, it's because of that book.
He's a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off.
He's got a license again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on that. We're stuck with tinned fish and biscuits.
Curious. Most curious.
Yes, it is. Back to your desk, then. Another day pass. So the first jump was almost a month. It's a long time to be out on the ocean. 33 days. I don't remember how long the passage between England and the colonies were at that time in the... I don't know.
Any
I always
news?
thought it was 3 months.
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it...
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men!
Uh-oh.
Ready the... Brace! Everybody down! A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight!
His
I
mouth
want
didn't
you
move at
below
all.
decks.
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin. Or do I need to have you escorted?
It's like telepathy or something. But that is creepy to have that kind of speech go on without...
Secure the hatch!
Haytham. Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does. Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ah. So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
You're stupid. Very stupid, man. Come at me.
Don't let him escape!
Just like that, you dead.
I told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm?
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right. All right.
Oh, so brutal. So brutal. Later that day.
We need those ropes secured! I told you this was madness.
Arm yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
I really hope that optional objective for health loss goes away.
Get off the rigging! Secure that tackle!
Yep, that's gonna get annoying real quick.
Heave on those aft lines! Heave!
Batten down the hatches!
Oh, I haven't heard that done yet. Batten down the hatches.
We need more speed! Loose the sails! Nathan, you take the foremast! Jade, to the mainmast with you!
Time to go up.
Tighten the bindings!
He climbs faster than Ezio did. Without a doubt. About that.
Help! Please!
I got you, Jeeves.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Where's my hat? Struck by lightning and sook. Almost a month later. Actually, this is over a month later. I think it was day 33 to 72. Gold, I would assume.
Make ready for our arrival, men!
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
Oh, no, 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 here we go. This doesn't have the fast hook that Assassin's Creed 4 put in. Get up these masts pretty quick that way. Two, three. Welcome to Boston. Number 2, sequence 2. Here we go.
Master Kenway.
After
Master Kenway.
Yes, may I help you?
Charles Lee
Lee,
here
sir.
talks.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've been asked to introduce you to the city.
We'll,
Help you settle it.
talk
No,
about
no
Boston.
need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Are you by any chance John and Isabella's son?
one and the same.
Your commission is with Edward Braddock, is it not?
Aye. But he's yet to reach America, and I figured I might... Well, at least until he arrives. I thought...
Yes? Out with it.
Forgive me, sir. I had hoped that I might study under you. If I am to serve the Order, I can imagine no better mentor than yourself.
Kind of you to say, but I think you overestimate me.
Impossible, sir. This way.
Thief! Someone stop him!
So, Boston, of course, is one of the
Boston's
oldest...
quite a lively city. There's all manner of things to see and do. Once you've settled in, I suggest you take some time to walk the streets. Who knows what opportunities you might discover.
Hold a moment.
Like the rats.
Need to fetch a few things before we get to work.
I'll arrange for horses while you do that.
Bring up the world map like it tells us. Okay, we're done doing that. Alright, so Boston is one of the oldest cities in the United States. It was founded on the Shawmut Peninsula in 1630 by Puritan settlers from England. Originally called, I'm going to probably butcher this pronunciation, was originally called Trimountine. It would be renamed Boston after Boston, Lincolnshire on September 7, 1630.
This accursed city will be the death of me.
You seem troubled, friend.
That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
What's happened?
I was robbed. The old Balkan file. Though I've managed to restore what's mine, I fear it's ruined.
You mean the book?
This is no ordinary book. It's an almanac. The first I ever wrote. Benjamin Franklin, pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway.
You must be new to Boston.
Why do you say that?
You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself. I don't mean to impose, but you seem a spry fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages, I'll reward you.
Look, I'm not sure if I...
It's all right, all right. If you have the time, hurrah. If not, no harm done. The thing is useless in its current state anyway. But should you somehow manage to restore it, you'll find me inside that general store over there.
Well, that was interesting.
Now, of course, we probably should talk about Benjamin Franklin throughout this game, as he was a major founding father of the United States. Though we're going to hold off on Benjamin Franklin until Assassin's Creed Rogue, as that takes place pretty close to this exact moment in time with Hatham. Let's pop in here and then we'll continue talking about Boston when we get out.
What do you need, my friend?
Sounds overly French.
Stagecoaches for all your travel destinations, bringing Boston, Philadelphia, and New York closer together.
We ride for the Green Dragon Tavern. The proprietors are eccentric, but the rooms are spacious and they do not cry.
Have you been told why it is I've come to Boston?
No, Master Birch said I should know only as much as you saw fit to share. He sent me a list of names and bade me ensure you could find them.
And have you had any luck with that?
Aye. William Johnson waits for us at the Green Dragon.
How well do you know him?
Not well, but he saw the Order's mark and did not hesitate to come.
Prove yourself loyal to our cause. And you may yet know our plans as well.
I should like nothing more, sir.
Alright, so we have established that it was renamed after Boston, Lincolnshire on September 7th of 1630. America's first public school would actually be founded here in 1635. Largest town until the mid-18th century. It would be a hotbed of revolutionary activity, which we'll get more into later on within the game. It included mobs against the Stamp Act in 1765, Boston Massacre in 1770, infamous Boston Tea Party against the Tea Act in 1773. During the war itself, Boston would be under siege for almost a year. After the war, Boston would become one of the world's wealthiest international ports with slaves, rum, fish, salt, and tobacco being important to the city. I thought I started the mission and opened that door.
You lying, cheating, no good son of a bitch.
Perhaps we've come at a bad time.
Oh, don't be foolish, dearies. Please, sit. Fancy something to eat? A drink, perhaps? Or is it a bed you require?
We've already let rooms here.
Oh, yes. Of course. Masters Lee and Kenway, was it? I'll have your bags brought up.
All the looks they give each other.
Do you require anything further?
Only privacy.
As a foreign trade would drop within a few decades of the 19th century, manufacturing would actually boom. And Boston would remain one of the United States' largest manufacturing centers for almost 100 years. Boston not only boasts the first public school, like we talked about, but also the first subway system in 1897 and the first public park in 1634.
A pleasure. A good lad, if a bit earnest. I'm told you're putting together an expedition.
We believe there's a precursor site in the region. I require your knowledge of the land and its people to find it.
Sadly, my research has been stolen. Without it, I'm of no use to you.
Then we'll find it. Do you have any leads?
My associate, Thomas Hickey, has been making the rounds. He's quite good at loosening tongues.
Well, tell me where I can find him. I'll see if I can't speed things up.
We've heard rumors of bandits operating from a compound southwest of here. You'll likely find him there.
Charles?
Sir.
We'd best be off.
Of course.
So, now actually, Boston is considered an international center of higher learning. There's numerous colleges and universities there that specialize in law, medicine, engineering, and business. It's a major educational hub now with what it's been through and where it is now. Amazing city. I have personal friends who've gone there within the last few months and rave at the culture and the beauty of the city. A place I would personally love to go.
Thomas Hickey?
Who's asking?
Haytham Kenway.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Show some respect, boy.
Peace, Charles. William Johnson sent us in the hopes we might expedite your search.
Don't need no expediting. Don't need none of your fancy London speak neither. I found the men that done the theft.
Then why are you just lazing around?
figuring out how to deal with those varlets.
I have an idea.
Well, let's hear it.
I'll kill the lookout. Take up a position behind the guards. You two approach from the front. When I open fire on the group, you charge in. We'll have the element of surprise on our side. Half will fall before they've even realized what's happened.
Well, alright. Bye.
Get into position. But wait for me to take the first shot.
Takes forever to reload your weapon in this game, which is good because the weapons are not the button I wanted. Well, wanted the weapon. They're flintlock muzzle loaders, so it's.
Go on now, before you make us mad.
Oh, that didn't go well. Oh, already hit the wrong button. Come on. I'm going to use this as a big old fighting stick. See if I remember how to do this. Ugh. Ouch. That was rough.
Fall back! Fall back! We'll be safe inside!
What now?
We can blow the door with those. Go on, shoot them. On with the show then.
I think he is a very simple person. Not that he's simple-minded. He seems to be very smart. He's
Guess
just
they wasn't so safe inside
simple.
after all.
Beautiful ornate chest, that's for sure.
Lay down your weapons, and I'll consider letting you live.
I make you the same offer. We've no quarrel. I only wish to return this chest to its rightful owner.
Nothing rightful about Mr. Johnson.
I won't ask again.
Agreed.
You can buy it now.
Your kind has no need for books and maps. Who put you up to this?
Never seen a person. It's always been dead drops and letters. But they always pay, so we do the jobs.
Well, those days are done. Tell your masters I said as much.
Who should I say you are?
You don't? They'll know.
Hey,
Oh, is he so
This one's got
cocky.
some shot on him. You might want to be grabbing it on account of your pistol being parched. Back to the Green Dragon, then. I need a drink.
Yeah, bloody weapon. Charles is the carry boy.
Careful,
And yes, we will talk
Don't
about
let go of the chest,
Charles and
We'll take care of this rabble.
Thomas later in the game. They are important, but well,
Them bodies is sure to have loot on them.
I'd like to spread them out a little bit. There is
Are you mad? In case you've forgotten,
12
we're in the
achievements,
midst
12
of
achievements,
something.
12 sequences or so.
Why's you always got to go and spore the spore?
I wish he'd follow him on his own. like
should they see that?
Bearing arms here will land him an iron.
Ezio did in Constantinople. I think that's the only time that is an option.
The bastards over there!
Stop them, Thomas!
Oh, apparently I shot the weapon. Ouch. Find another rifle. Takes forever. Can't see the... There it is. Can't see it. Let's do it that way then.
Whatever's in this chest is worth it.
Come on now. It's just a few fools with knives. They ain't so tough.
It's not the scoundrels I'm concerned with.
What are you concerned with there, Charles? Weapons have to be heavy. Probably almost 10 pounds.
A little help, please.
Quit your crying, I'm coming.
Thomas! What? Over there, that's what! Deal with them!
I've never seen that one. Ever. I know there's another one. So I just realized, I don't know why I just now realized it. That you have to wait for the button to light up.
The last of them.
Boy, Mr. Johnson's gonna need to double my pay after all this if he expects me to keep at his side.
The punk.
There you are.
My thanks, Master Kenway. Now, tell me what it is you need.
The images on this amulet, are they familiar to you? Perhaps one of the tribes has shown you something similar.
It appears Kanyan Gahaga in origin.
Can you trace it to a specific location? I need to know where it came from.
With my research returned, perhaps. Let me see what I can do. Thomas!
What?
Rent yourself a room. And a bath as well. I suspect we'll be here for a while.
That's not the end of sequence 2? Thought it was. Alright. So what I like about this, so we can get up here and we can talk to everybody. Maybe if I get in the right spot.
Tell me about yourself, William.
What's to tell? I was born in Ireland to Catholic parents, which I learnt early in life severely limited my opportunities. So I converted to Protestantism and journeyed here at the behest of my uncle. But I fear my uncle Peter was not the swiftest of men. He sought to open trade with the Conyan Gahaga, but chose to build his settlement away from the trade routes instead of on them. I tried to reason with the man, but as I said, not the swiftest. So, I took what little money I'd earned and bought my own little plot of land. I built a home, a farm, a store, and a mill. Humble beginnings, but well situated, which made all the difference.
So this is how you came to know the Mohawk?
Indeed, and it has proved a valuable relationship.
But still no mention from your contacts of the precursor site? No hidden temple or ancient constructs?
Yes and no. Which is to say, they had their fair share of sacred sites. Earthen mounds, forest clearings, hidden caves. But nothing matching what you describe. No strange metals, no odd glows.
It is well hidden.
Even to them, it seems. But cheer up, my friend. You'll have your precursor treasure. I swear it.
To our success, then.
And soon.
I'm on the wrong side. There we go.
Any news?
Whispers of things. Nothing solid at the moment. I know you're looking for word of anything out of the ordinary. Dealing with temples and spirits and ancient times and whatnot. But, so far, can't say my boys have heard much.
No trinkets or artifacts being moved through your... shadow market?
Nothing new. Couple of ill-gotten weapons, some jewelry likely lifted from a living thing. But you said to listen for talk of glows and ums and strange sights, right? And I ain't heard nothing about that.
Keep at it.
Oh, I will. You done me a great service, mister. And I fully intend to repay my debt. Thricefold, if it pleases.
Thank you, Thomas.
Place to sleep and meal to eat is thanks enough. Don't you worry. I'll get you sorted soon.
He looks to be not at ease.
Evening, gentlemen.
Charming.
Oh, peace, Charles. He'll grow on you.
Oi! Catherine, you fussock! Get back here! Taddy needs a drink.
How fair is the search?
Maths and maps are not cutting it.
What of your local contacts?
We'll need to earn their trust before they'll share what they know.
I've an idea on how we might be affecting that. There's a man who's taken to enslaving natives. Rescue them, and they'll owe us.
Do you know where they're being held?
Afraid not.
Benjamin Churchwill. He's a finder and a fixer. He's also on your list.
And there I was, wondering whom I might solicit next. Well done.
That smile was all cockiness, wasn't it? Really? What sequence am I in? I seriously felt... It's still in 2. Alright. I seriously thought that was the end of that.
When I know something, you'll know something.
Do you like it here, Charles?
There's a certain charm to Boston, I suppose. To all of the colonies, really. Granted, their cities have none of London's sophistication or splendor, but the people are earnest and hardworking. They've a pioneer spirit I find compelling.
It's quite something, really, watching a place that's finally found its...
Has it, though? The French still wage war from up north, and I fear the Spanish have designs upon this place as well. Is this a new world, or just another battlefield?
Ah, that's a story old as time itself, and one that's not like to change. We're cruel and desperate creatures, set on our conquering ways. The Saxons and the Franks, the Ottomans and Safavids. I could go on for hours. The whole of human history is but a series of conflicts and subjugations. A desire for more and more and more.
I pray one day we rise above it.
Whilst you pray, I'll act. We'll see who finds success first.
It was an expression.
Aye, and a dangerous one. Words have power. Wield them wisely.
Truth.
I've some work I should finish. Let us speak later.
This business with Silas confuses me. If Britain stands any chance of pushing back the French, they must ally with the natives, not enslave them.
Silas is loyal only to his purse. That his actions harm the crown is irrelevant. So long as there are buyers for his product, he'll continue to procure it.
All the more reason to stop him, then.
My days are spent in Congress with the locals, attempting to convince them that we're the ones they should trust. That the French are merely using them as tools, to be abandoned once they've won.
Your words must lose their strength when held against the reality of Silas' actions.
I've tried to explain that he does not represent us. But he wears the red coat. He commands a fort. I must appear to them either a liar or a fool. Likely both.
Take heart, brother. When we deliver them his head, they'll know your words were true.
Alright, we're done talking because I think I probably keep on going with them. Let's get out there and take care of Silas. I wish you could run in here.
Wonderful. Charles? Sir? Seems like we're not the only ones looking for Mr. Church.
Damn it, he could be anywhere. What do we do?
We find him. Come.
I'd be so mad.
I'll show you how.
So mad if that happened.
Set aside for the establishment of King's College. God save the king! Hear ye! Many homes and chimneys damaged.
Should we write his family, do you think?
Not our business to meddle, even if we've the best of intentions.
But if you could have seen it, they were surely drunk carrying on like that, and during the day, no less.
Sounds like the beggar lady from Assassin's Creed 1 again. You want me to move? I will.
Scandalous behavior from one who aims to be a surgeon. Not likely if he keeps up such carousing.
Truly a shameful display. Benjamin's parents would be mortified.
Perhaps I should send someone to retrieve him before he damages his reputation beyond repair.
They stumbled off to the northeast, no doubt in search of a tavern or some other place of
ill repute.
Start questioning those on the street. I'm headed for higher ground.
The homeless! God save the king!
This is one of the actually, no, I wouldn't say that. the only, but it's definitely one of the first ones where the buildings are so far apart that it's pointless to try to run between them. Hello, Eagle. Constant friend.
Time to take a listen. With luck, one of those people knows what became of Benjamin.
Definitely suffered a decline in character.
Indeed. All manner of Arifs and natty lads now walk the streets. Why, just earlier today I had a run-in with some.
Do tell.
It was down by the church. A group of men comes rushing through when one of them suddenly falls to the ground, all torn up. I thought about going to see if he needed help, but a look from one of them changed my mind.
Probably for the best. Those aren't the sort of people you want to get mixed up with.
I've asked the criers, but they all plead ignorance.
Bugger that! They're lying!
Aye. Well, what can I do? Threats light off them and I'll not deign to grovel.
Actions speak louder than words, my friend. Arrest one and put him in stocks. See if he's so glib then.
To do so without cause will set them singing songs about us. Last thing the city needs is town criers complaining about our abuse of authority.
And forget it! The crime is done. The killer's gone. Those who know won't share their secrets. If the city wishes to harbor scoundrels, let them pay the price for it.
Thought that group was gonna move, to be honest. Really? Amazing. Glad you can't shoot to save your life. Better than hitting that left thumbstick to synchronize.
And they waved me away. Insisted it was all under control.
How odd. Did they say what had happened?
No. Only that it was a trifling matter, and he'd be returned home soon. There was some blood, though, so I wonder if it wasn't more serious than they let on.
Where were they taking him?
Towards the hilltop. Perhaps there's a doctor at the fort.
Oh, that's blue dot is Charles. Come on, Charles. Hurry up. Man, he's like a ninja. Come on, Charles. Keep up.
Careful. The place is well guarded. We need to slip past them.
Alright, I guess we'll just kill everybody. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, they shot through the side of the building. Pretty impossible. Cute. Well, Charles got messed up pretty bad.
Locked. I'll have to find the key. Wait here.
He must feel pretty useless. Hamstringed him and then I didn't expect you to get that close. Pretty cool.
Here we are then.
Why must you always make these things so difficult, Benjamin? Merely provide me with recompense, and all shall be forgiven.
I'll not pay for protection I don't need.
Clearly, you do require protection. Else we wouldn't be here. How very gauche. Now, what shall we do about our guest?
Maybe I'll take his hands. Put an end to his surgery. Maybe I'll take his tongue. Put an end to his waggling. Or maybe I'll take his cock. Put an end to his fucking us.
So many options. I can't possibly decide. Take all three.
No, hold a moment. Perhaps I was hasty in refusing you earlier.
I'm so very sorry, Benjamin. But that door has closed.
Be reasonable, Silas.
I rather think I was. But you took advantage of my generosity. I won't be made a fool a second time. I fear I lack the constitution to bear witness to such barbarism. Come find me when you're finished, Cutter.
You'll regret this, Silas, do you hear me? I'll have your head!
No. I rather think you won't.
I totally messed up all.
Myself a nice keepsake, I will.
You're absolutely mad. Just like all good artists. You're a ruffian. Common as dirt.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Hatham Kenway, at your service.
I don't understand. Why are you here?
Walk with me, Mr. Church, and all will be explained.
Not too bright, is he?
Johnson's told me what you intend. As it happens, the man who helped me is the same one that you seek. His name is Silas Thatcher.
That fancy lad is our slaver?
Don't let his velvet tongue deceive you. A crueler and more vicious creature I've never known.
What can you tell me of his operation?
He hosts at least 100 men, more than half of whom are redcoats.
All this for some slaves?
Hardly. The man's a commander in the King's troop, in charge of the Southgate Fort.
We need to find a way inside. Let me think on it. In the meantime, I'll attend to our final recruit.
John Pitcairn's our man. I'll take you to him.
Eyes look black in that one. Like totally black.
State your business.
New recruit.
More kindling for the pyre, eh? Well, go on then.
How'd you manage that?
Did you forget, sir? My commission is with General Braddock. When I'm not attending to you, of course.
Pitcairn, you fool! Your acts are treacherous. Give me one good reason I shouldn't kill you right now. Were you planning to announce yourself, or did you hope my men wouldn't notice your arrival?
If you'll allow me to explain.
By all means. I should like very much to hear this.
I have not deserted, sir. I am here under Commander Amherst's orders.
Show me a letter bearing his seal, and you might be spared the gallows.
I have no such thing. The nature of my work, sir,
It's the sort of thing best not put to paper.
Hatham.
General Braddock?
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Wolves often travel in packs.
Master Pitcairn won't be here for but a few weeks. I shall return him to his proper post once our work is finished.
The devil's work, no doubt. It's bad enough my superiors have insisted I grant you use of Charles. But they've said nothing about this traitor. You'll not have him.
Edward, listen to reason.
We're done here. See these gentlemen out.
Nice man, isn't he? We'll talk about him more in sequence 3.
Well, that didn't go as I expected.
And to think I used to call him brother.
What now? They'll chase us off if we try and return.
We're done with this camp. As luck would have it, so are they. Come along.
What are you planning?
To steal Master Pitcairn.
What?
You'll see. Now, when I give the signal, you're to distract Braddock's patrol and lure them into a dead end.
Where's the Rapstein Marlborough? What of Lynn or Ship Street?
Well, that I didn't expect.
What are you planning?
To steal Master Pitcairn.
What?
You'll see. Now, when I give the signal, you're to distract Braddock's patrol and lure them into a dead end.
He'll work the fields till the earthly sense graces him.
All members of that good fraternity are asked to attend.
Where shall we head next?
Rapstein Marlborough.
No. Its residents are too content. Their homes are nice, their days untroubled.
What of Lynn or Ship Street?
Yes. Those fresh arrived are often soon in dire straits. They're more likely to seize upon an opportunity to fatten their purses and feed their young.
Social stealth.
Now, there will be a meeting of the city's advocates this Friday sundown at the Blue Hall.
Long enough.
Oi! You thieves and scoundrels, one and all! Fie on you and your false war!
After him!
He just went straight through that dog. No, what I don't get, I'm throwing away, is they know that that guy is in their army together. So why would Charles do it that way? So it, like with the mask, maybe I'd get it, but not that way, because I wouldn't expect Edward Braddock to have that poor of a memory.
Unhand him, Edward.
You again.
Let us go. And John Pitcairn with us.
I will not have my authority challenged.
Nor I.
Put them all in chains.
Oh, hell.
I stay my hand today because you were once my brother, and a better man than this. Or should our paths ever cross again, all debts will be forgotten. You're free now, John.
Traitor! Go on then. Join them on their fool's errand. And when you find yourself lying...
I assume you've good reason for causing all this madness. What is it you require of me?
I'll explain everything on the way.
Admiral and the narrow seas in subways.
Gentlemen, I believe I found the solution to our problem. Or rather, Odysseus has.
How do you? Are you new guy?
The Greek hero, you lobcock. Allow me to explain. We enter Silas' fort, under the pretext of kinship. Once inside, we spring our trap, free the captives, and kill the slaver.
Dodgy, dodgy. I like like it.
Then, let us begin. First, we need to find ourselves a convoy. Convoy should be here soon. We'll attack on my signal.
Understood, sir.
If we time this right, we can catch them all unawares.
For the best rates in transatlantic shipping. Let us worry about the details while you get down to business.
Pigs in the middle of the street. What? Not quite sure how that happened. Okay, there wasn't much difference between the two. Thank you.
Charles, you and William serve as vanguard. Let no man reach us.
What about me?
You and John will follow from a distance and keep watch over us. I'll signal you when I have need of your services. We're here to help you, along with those held inside Southgate Fort.
Free me.
Not until we're inside the gate. I can't chance an inspection of the gate going wrong. I'll see you safe. You have my word. Do you know anything of Silas' operation? How many men we might expect? The nature of the defenses? You must be rather important to him if you were given your own escort.
Sir, we've enemies ahead. Shall I engage them?
No. Let Jonathan and Thomas take care of it.
As you wish.
I wish you'd trust us. Though I suppose it's only natural for you to be wary. So be it.
Halt! Identify yourselves! Where is Lieutenant Jones? What's the meaning of this?
Engage the enemy!
Ran that guy through.
Goddamn dogs.
Let no man reach us!
He killed the dog! He wasn't supposed to kill the dog. Then he hit that guy with a hatchet and just poof! Just what the? That was weird.
Aha!
On your
Big
guard,
fresh
man.
meat, eh? Come here.
Of course.
I wanna take a look.
Only say the word, and I'll cut them down.
One moment there.
Engage the enemy.
Me and you. Come on, then. Who's your officer?
All clear.
Almost there. Almost there.
Hold!
Evening, gentlemen.
State your business.
Delivery for Silas.
Go on then.
See? I'm freeing you just as I said I would. Now, if you'll allow me to explain. Let her go.
But she'll give us away.
No, she won't.
What's the plan?
Free the captives and avoid detection.
What of Silas?
He dies.
I know when you're ready to strike.
I don't remember if this guy comes all the way around here or not.
Who are you with?
I don't follow.
Lieutenant Wilkins?
No. Man named Cosgrove. Lieutenant Cosgrove.
I've not heard of him. Cosgrove? Is he the chap with the gammy leg?
That's the one. That's the very man.
Saw action at Colonial, if memory serves. Put down the plan, we did. Bit of an arse, as I recall. I've never heard of him.
I like this tall grass bushy area. It lets me run pretty freely. That is a very good thing.
A chance to learn.
French would see an end to that.
I don't know.
I don't remember the route.
We involved with our sorties and expeditions.
Ha! That's exactly what they want of us.
Such a shame. The colonies are meant to be an opportunity, not another war front.
Looks a bit of a dodger. Who's the scampi? Can we think about...
Okay, that was kind of weird. I'll take it. I don't think those locks come out with just one punch, though. Get it's a game and all, but I just don't think that would happen.
I assume it's quiet here most days?
On occasion.
Surprise. Surprise, hey ninja. Alright, one more to go. It's actually going much easier than I anticipated. Much easier. I actually got all of them this time. That actually makes me happy. Didn't anticipate it.
An hour of quiet was all I asked. Instead, I'm awakened not 10 minutes later by this cacophonous madness. I expect an explanation, and it had best be good. How? How did this happen? My precious merchandise set free? It's unacceptable! Rest assured, I'll have the heads of those responsible. But first we clean up this mess. Seal the fort, kill any who try to escape. I don't care if they be one of us or one of them. To approach the gate is to be made a corpse. Am I understood?
Yeah, just like me.
Push them back.
Bye, fellas. Bye, Felicia. Alright, let's run up a tent, because that's not awkward at all. Ouch. Didn't know about that one. What's up?
Benjamin, he's here. Glad to have you with us. I could use some help. All of them.
Clothesline. Bye.
Back. Who are you?
Name's Hatham Kenway. You don't know me, but I believe the two of you are well acquainted.
I made a promise to you, Cyrus. One I intend to keep.
He's like, nope, done. Boom. A little smirk.
What happens now? We wait. But not for very long, I suspect.
I believe that's the end of sequence 2. Believe. Not 100% certain, but I believe it is. Yes, it is. So as soon as I get a chance to hit pause, I'm going to hit pause here. And until then, I hope you've enjoyed the start of Assassin's Creed 3 as much as
we freed the Mohawk prisoners from captivity. I had hoped their leader might make contact, but there's been only silence. My men grow restless. They want to know what comes next, and I do not have an answer. Lee alone remains active, pursuing leads, however slight. He stalks the city streets and scouts the bordering woods, hopeful that he might make contact with one of those we saved. There was a woman there that night. It was she who helped the others to safety. If we can find her, I believe I'll have my answers. So, I watch and wait, hopeful that my true mission might finally begin.
I'd totally forgotten about the conversation in between the cutscenes. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the start of Assassin's Creed 3 as much as I have enjoyed playing for you. I've actually enjoyed Assassin's Creed 3 for a very long time. But with that being said, if you've enjoyed tonight or any other of my videos, take a look at my social media and my website in the description below. And until next time, have a good night.